You've been taught to hate waiting. You tap, scroll, refresh, hoping life speeds up. You think if things don't happen now, you're falling behind. But the Stoics would have laughed at that, because the man who can wait, without fear, without flinching, is the most dangerous man in the room. Patience isn't delay. It's control. It's dominance without noise. And in the next few minutes, you'll learn why the men who rise the highest are the ones who move slowest. If you can master this, if you can hold the line when others break, you won't just be stronger, you'll be untouchable. You want success. You want the body, the money, the peace, the power. But you hate patience. You want it now. That's why life keeps slapping you. Because impatience isn't ambition. It's insecurity wearing urgency like cologne. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." You want greatness? Then you better get good at waiting, not just passively, but powerfully. Because patience isn't delay, it's domination. Everyone wants results. Everyone rushes. But the Stoics, they trained themselves to love the delay. Marcus Aurelius ruled a dying empire and still wrote, "You are disturbed not by events, but by your opinion about them." Pain is a perception. Delay is neutral. Patience is what gives it meaning. The Stoic knows. Waiting isn't weakness, it's training. Every moment of delay is a moment to forge resilience. You've been programmed to hate patience, fed dopamine like a junkie, rewired by swipes, taps, and cheap wins. And the result? A generation allergic to discomfort and enslaved by speed. But the Stoic isn't a slave. He's still, he's quiet, he's unmoved. While the world scrolls, he sharpens. While they chase pleasure, he builds virtue. Breathe, let that sink in. That's what the impatient will never do. While the world screams for attention, the Stoic trains alone. Quiet, consistent, patient. Not for applause, not for reward. But because he knows, patience is not passive. It is motionless precision. When the world says not yet, he doesn't beg. He doesn't react, he holds. Because power isn't in movement, it's in mastery of stillness. Epictetus taught, happiness depends on your ability to stop worrying about things outside your control. You want power? Then stop trying to control time. Control yourself instead. You'll feel the urge to act, to snap, to force. But the Stoic holds. He waits. Because every moment you don't react is a moment you evolve. If that hit you, drop a comment right now. What part woke you up? What delay in your life is forging you right now? Let it out, and hit the like button if you've ever felt life testing your patience. Because this is how we build each other, in silence. You say you want peace, but you check your phone 90 times a day. You say you want discipline, but can't sit still for 5 minutes. You want strength? Start here. Start with discomfort. Start with silence. You weren't born impatient. You were trained to be weak, and now you train yourself to be dangerous again. Seneca said, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." Impatience is future suffering with present energy. The Stoic doesn't play that game. He waits, not out of fear, but out of control. While others spiral, he gets stronger. Because patience is the virtue that holds the others together. The sniper calls it aim. The monk calls it presence. The Stoic calls it virtue. Waiting isn't inaction, it's measured response. Patience doesn't mean you're doing nothing. It means you're doing exactly what's needed, holding, preparing. Because when you finally move, it's devastating. The Stoics taught wisdom, courage, justice, temperance, but none of them survive without patience. No wisdom without pause, no courage without timing, no justice without restraint, and temperance is patience by another name. So if you want to live stoically, you must master your relationship with time. Every Stoic was tested. Marcus Aurelius buried his children. Epictetus walked in chains. Seneca waited in exile, then faced death with dignity. And yet they waited, calm, focused, present. Because the delay wasn't punishment, it was purification. the forge that revealed the man beneath the ego. Impatience turns men into cowards, into victims, into noise. But patience turns men into kings, into warriors, into stone. The man who waits without breaking, strikes without missing. He doesn't need the world to move faster. He becomes the kind of man who can outlast it. You keep asking why life's making you wait. The Stoic asks a better question. What is this delay here to teach me? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action becomes the action." So understand this. The wait is the way. And the one who holds the line becomes a god among men. Picture two men. One paces, complains, reacts. The other, he waits, watches, sharpens. The first gets attention, the second gets power. Patience is what separates men who perform from men who last. And you? You're here because you were born to last. Picture an hourglass. The top holds everything you want, success, peace, power. But it only flows through pressure, through patience. Each grain that falls is a day you didn't quit, a moment you didn't react, a battle you didn't flee. And when the last grain drops, you don't just get the reward. You become the man worthy of holding it. So next time life says wait, don't panic. Don't rush, don't scroll, just breathe. Patience is not the price, it's the proof. Proof that you are mastering yourself. Proof that you're not like them. Proof that you are becoming rare. If you're still here, comment below, "I choose patience." Not for me, for you. Mark this moment, declare it. And hit that like button if this message spoke to a part of you you've been ignoring for too long. Let's spread this silence like wildfire. The Stoics didn't chase, they didn't beg. They didn't whine about what hadn't arrived yet. They didn't scream at the sky or curse the wait or rush the process. They held their ground. They waited in silence. They endured discomfort without complaint. And because of that, they rose. Not by force, not by noise, but by discipline. And now, so will you. Because now you don't just understand patience, you've lived it. You've suffered for it. You've trained in it. And now, you embody it. You don't panic in delay. You don't flinch in discomfort. You don't fear time. You work with it. You've become the kind of man who no longer runs on emotion, but moves with precision. Patience is the proof. Proof that you've matured. Proof that your strength wasn't built in comfort, but forged in delay. Patience is the weapon. Because when others lunge, you wait. When others break, you breathe. And when the time comes, you strike with clarity. Patience is the path, not the detour, not the punishment, the way. Now picture yourself 3 years from now, not rushing, not chasing, not screaming into a void, but calm, grounded, clear, wealthy in spirit, focused in energy, feared in presence, trusted by few, respected by all. Not because you moved faster than them, but because you moved deeper than them. Because while they performed, you prepared. While they collapsed, you sharpened. You didn't follow the clock, you mastered it, and that future, that rare version of you that few will ever become, it doesn't start with noise. It doesn't start with luck. It doesn't start with validation. It starts now with one thing, patience.